How's it going, everyone? My name is Anthony, aka ComicsRGreat, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going over some of the books that I got last week on Wednesday, April 13th. So I know I'm a couple days late, but I wanted to get this video out to you guys as soon as possible, seeing that the 20th, which is the next new comic book day, is right around the corner. So instead of a top 5, this time it's a top 3 because I really couldn't find much that I liked as far as story wise. I almost made it a top 2 because that's how I felt about these books. There was nothing really spectacular uh, last week. With the books that I got. But the weird thing is that 2 of the top 3 happen to be books about Miles Morales. And considering that later on this year we're gonna have the Spider-Verse movie, Into the Spider-Verse again, the part 2 with Miles Morales. I'm shouldn't be surprised that there's more stories about him going around, and he's in some ways becoming more popular than Peter Parker. The stories are fresher and more people seem to gravitate to him. So it's a bit surprising, but not surprising at the same time. I'm sure you catch my drift. In any case, uh, let's go through the books that I liked and also some of my covers after that. All right. So let me move aside here. Sorry, this way. All right. And so the first book that we have is Batman number 122, which is the second part of Shadow War. So Shadow War started in Shadow War Alpha, where Ra's al Ghul was shot. Well, not shot, he was assassinated, and supposedly it was by someone who was impersonating Deathstroke. Now, what's strange is that the guy who did it had Deathstroke's old costume, and you would think that something like that would be either destroyed or hidden away somewhere by Deathstroke so that you couldn't get to it. But whoever this person is obviously had access to it and really went out of their way to set up Deathstroke. So in this issue, Batman is doing some digging because he knows that something's afoot. Sorry about that. Let me shut this down. So he knows that there's something afoot there, and he's trying to dig up some answers before war begins. And unfortunately, war has begun because Talia al Ghul, Ra's daughter, went after Deathstroke with all guns blazing. Okay, while Deathstroke was in his house training Respawn, who we found out in the Robin series is his son. Uh, her people came in literally guns blazing, breaking windows, taking no prisoners, and Deathstroke, because he's just that good, managed to escape with his son before his house blew up. Uh, to me, it was an exciting story. At the end, you have Batman who visited Talia to get some answers, and we left it at that. And just like with most DC comics nowadays, there was a backup story. Now, most of the time, I really won't talk about it, but this one was interesting because it was Batman versus Deathstroke Round One. All right, so this mini story, both stories were written by Josh Williamson. So this mini story written by Mr. Williamson was essentially Batman and Deathstroke's first meeting when Robin got a hit that was placed on him by who else but the Joker. So interesting backstory here. I'm definitely looking forward to part 2 in Batman number 123, which I assume is where the next one's going to be at. I really don't read the backstories, like I said, because to me, it's not that it's a waste, but most of the time it doesn't have much to do with the main story, and the main story is what people are buying. They're buying the main story. The cover is about the main story. It's not really the backup. The backup is but in this case, the backup story has very much to do with Batman's dynamic with Deathstroke. So I'm looking forward to part two, and I I can't wait to see Shadow War part three. Which let me take a quick peek. I really should have looked this up. Bah, 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 bah. It's going to be continued in Deathstroke Incorporated #8. But Batman 122 was written by Josh Williamson. It was drawn by Howard Porter and uh, Tamu Moray. So Howard Porter did an excellent job with the artwork. And like I said, looking forward to part three. The next, here we go. The next issue that I liked was Miles Morales Spider-Man #37. Written by Saladin Ahmed and drawn by Christopher Allen and David Curiel. So, in this issue, pretty much a very basic story, but there was a lot of action in it because Miles and Schiff are trapped in between dimensions. Okay, so just like the upcoming movie, like I mentioned before, Into the Spider-Verse, where Gwen Stacy, Peter B. Parker, and the rest of them, they traveled through this dimension to get to where Miles Morales was at. So Miles and Shift, who is a weird clone of Miles, are in this alternate dimension where they run into this guy named Ultimatum. So I'm not very familiar with Miles Morales, Rogues Gallery, but this guy is no joke. Okay, the suit that he was wearing reminded me of one of the giant men, or Goliath, as they were called in the Ultimate Universe. Okay, that he had one of those suits which head to toe was like what Clint Barton wore as Giant Man. Okay, and he had a version of Captain America's shield. So his name was Ultimatum. Maybe that's why he's called that. I have to do some research on that. But after a drawn out battle, they fall into this hole, and they wind up in an ultimate reality where Miles' evil clone Salim is the Emperor, and if you do Salim backwards, Salim is Miles backwards, and this guy is pretty evil. Miles thought he got rid of him, but he's the Emperor of this new alternate reality where they're at. And I'm looking forward to seeing how Miles and Schiff get out of this one. Something tells me that he's not gonna. I mean, he'll eventually get back to main Earth, but he's gonna have to go through hell in order to do that. Uh, this cover that you see is pretty interesting. It's Miles in Peter Parker's original costume, drawn by uh, who was it? This was no, it's not Dan Mora. Mike McCone. Okay. I thought it was an interesting take on Miles. I have been, you know, I really haven't liked the costume that Miles Morales is currently wearing. I wish he would go back to the black and red one. Now, this one is sort of a tweener, because it's Peter's. It looks like Peter Parker's costume, except it's black rather than blue. But I really, really like the way that they did Miles' version of Spider-Man costume. Not a fan of the one that he's currently wearing. I hope he goes back to the other one. I really liked it. To me, it was an updated style of the Peter Parker's original costume, and like I said, I really hope they go back to it. Saladin Ahmed and Christopher Allen, please bring it back. Not a fan of the loose fitting jogging suit that he's wearing. So the last story that I liked was What If Miles Morales #2. So there's a issue 2 of a 5-issue miniseries where Miles Morales is essentially put in a different. The question is, what if Miles Morales was a different iconic Marvel superhero. The first issue was What If Miles Morales was Captain America. This time, it's What If Miles Morales became Wolverine. So the story starts off in the early 80s, where Miles' father and his uncle Aaron are having an argument. Okay, and you could see uh, Miles has some claws sticking out of his hand. Not very long, but similar to how Logan's claws were when he first, became Wolverine back in the late 1800s. So he tries to get his father's attention, but his father, because they're having an argument with his uncle, brushes him off, tells him later, don't bother me now. Okay, and obviously there's something going on because here his father is a cop and his uncle Aaron is always up to no good. But obviously something was happening that Uncle Aaron's being blamed for, but his father doesn't believe him. And we fast forward to the present day, where, of course, his Uncle Aaron becomes the main bad guy, as he normally does in the movie Into the Spider-Verse. He was the Prowler. And this one, if anyone who's a comic collector knows Wolverine's story, I'm pretty sure you could guess what uh, his Uncle Aaron becomes, like which character. I don't want to spoil it. It's an interesting take on the Wolverine story, in my opinion. Uh, I think it's definitely worth reading. His dad becomes an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. and almost kills Miles. Okay, doesn't realize that Wolverine is his son. Tries to make up for it. And at the end of the story, saves his life. And just like what happened with Wolverine when he first ran into the Hulk, he eventually runs into Professor X at the end of the story. Uh, he runs into him again, except this time it's the full Uncanny X-Men, including Jubilee, Storm, and whatnot. But as far as that main character, uh, that Uncle Aaron turns into, that one you're gonna have to find out for yourself. All right, don't want to spoil everything. Um, so now we want to get into my favorite covers. Just want to go through like a 30-second, 1 minute explanation as to why I like each one. So the first one is Batman Killing Time #2. This was the variant cover, which was done by Cal New. I've been a huge fan lately of Cal New's covers. Very action based. Looks like that it's an action shot standing still, but it feels like it's still in motion. You have Batman attacking Killer Croc here. This was the variant cover, and one thing about all these covers that I chose is that they're all cover priced. So they should still be on the market. I doubt any of them were sold out, but these are very quality covers. This one, no exception. Just to let you know, I had a hard time picking a cover of the week, but this one came very close. Second one is Batman number 122. This is the variant cover, which was done by Gabriel Delato. Mr. Delato tends to do dark based covers. Like when he did Spider-Man, most of them had a black background. He's always very dark. But I do like the fact that he chose blue as his base, considering that Batman's costume is black. To me, this is a great cover. Batman flying down, with the rope going from jumping off a building, obviously. This also came close to being a cover of the week. These covers were fantastic this week. And this is definitely no exception. So this one is Sheena, Queen of the Jungle, #5, done by Rose Besh. Rose Besh has created quite a stir over the past few years with her anime-ish or anime-esque drawings and and her covers. And this is no exception. This to me is one of her better covers. I like the rose color palette that she used for Sheena. Um, with the cutesy pajama top, with the teddy bear ears and stuff, so uh, I thought that because I'm a big fan of anime, that this was great, and it tickled my anime fancy, and I look forward to Rose Besh doing more covers like this in the future. The next cover that I liked was Black Panther #5. This one was done by Boss Logic. This one was tied for cover of the week. Fantastic cover. I don't know many Boss Logic covers, but this one reminds me like a cross between Alex Ross and Warren Lau type cover. Just that computer detail. Um, that just jumps out from the cover. Like it looks almost very real. And one of the things I like is the cross between the Spider-Man and the Black Panther suit. Very, very nice touch, especially with the red and black being blended in. Yes, he's the Black Panther, but you could definitely feel the Spider-Man vibe coming off the costume. And like I said, it's this. I had to snatch this cover as soon as I saw it on the racks of my LCS. And the other cover of the week is the variant cover for Miles Morales #37. This one was also done by Cal New. This is the uh, Miles Morales Spider-Man. I forgot what. I think it was just that it was a variant cover. I thought it was like a 60th anniversary, or a uh, Miles Morales anniversary issue. But it's neither. It's just a great cover done by Cal New, and just like with the Batman Killing Time, this one is just an action sequence frozen, but it looks like he could just come flying off the page with the goblin. Looks like the goblin gliders, flying right after him, you know, shooting lasers or bullets or whatever it is that they're shooting. It looks like he could just come flying. The only problem I have is that costume. I just don't like the costume. I don't know why. It just. Uh, but I look forward to hopefully seeing it in Miles Morales in a different costume. If I had to choose, like I said, I'd rather get the original one back. But I mean, this one doesn't look bad. The red, definitely makes it pop. But it just looks like a sloppy jogging suit. But to each their own, I guess. I know some people like it, but most people that I've spoken with, they don't. But hopefully soon they'll change it up again, and it'll be something that we all love and will be iconic. This one, not so much, but still, Cal Newt did a great job on this cover, and like I said, this one ties for cover of the week with the Black Panther cover by Boss Logic. So that's it for the video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm trying to do this a little off the cuff. Maybe in the near future, I'll invite someone on to help me go through this list to make it a little better, so you're not bored of just hearing my voice. All right. Well, uh, in a couple of days, it'll be New Comic Book Day again. So, I'm sure everyone's looking forward to seeing what's going to be coming out this week. Um, a little later, in a short while, Team Nerd Herd's going to be doing their show, their anime show with the Fanime Talk with Los Hermanos, and right after that is going to be also the Cover Lover show at 9:30. So go check them out on the channel. I'll try and put the link in the comments down below. This time, I know I forgot to do it last time, but this time it'll be there with my own personal comment. So check them out. Okay, I hope to be there for cover lovers this time, and hope to have some fun there. All right. So I didn't do this last time, but just remember, comics are great, and so are you. Later.